What's up everybody, this is Investing Sensei here to bring you another video on my investing portfolio. Hope you're doing great because I'm doing fantastic. I do want to welcome all the new subscribers. Thank you for subscribing. It means a lot. You're supporting the channel. I want to tell you guys a little bit about the channel. So there are 3 things that I want to do with this channel, and I want to show you actually because seeing is believing. So I have this Excel sheet here. On the right, you can see a portfolio value goals. I want to get this portfolio value to a 7-figure. So I want to reach the 1 million. Right now, I've completed the 25,000. I've met that goal. Right now, I'm working on the 50,000 goal. And you guys can see on the left side, you'll see that I'm constantly investing more money into the portfolio twice a week at least. Minimum, and we're up to $31,950.83 that I've invested out of my money. There's been maybe one referral, but majority of it is money that I've worked hard for, and I'm trying to put my money to work for me. Number 2 is I want to actually eventually live off dividends where I don't actually have to go to work. I'll start making enough to live off of them. And then the third one is there's a couple YouTubers that I follow. They actually inspired me, and I just want to share my journey as I go and reach the 7-figure portfolio value. It's more of a dividend growth investing, so I'm going to continue buying stocks that pay dividends. There is 2 to 3 stocks that I do own that are growth stocks, but it's just because they're very expensive, and the platform that I use, which is M1 Finance, allows you to buy fractional shares. I do want to own equity in them, so this allows me to buy maybe $10 a week, $20, depending on how much money I have. I don't have to go out and spend $2,000 to buy one share. I can buy $20 one week. The next week, if I have another $10, I can start investing in them. So I mentioned I use M1 Finance. It's a free brokerage that I use. It's available in the US. All it takes is $100 to start investing. In the description, I'll leave a link to my referral. If you guys sign up with my referral, you'll get $10. I'll get $10, so it's a win-win. And it'll actually start getting you investing. The other thing is, before I move on, there is a disclaimer. This video should only be used for educational and informational purposes only. I'll leave the full disclaimer in the description below. Okay, so I'm going to move on to my portfolio, show you guys here. Let's look at the agenda, what I have today. So I'll show you the portfolio value for the week and then overall. Then we'll move on to the activities, what I've bought this week, any dividends that got paid. And then the other thing that I'm pretty excited to show you guys is I got some free time, and I ended up, well, I guess the main point is I really wanted to figure out what I own about 50-ish stocks, and I wanted to know when they're going to pay me out, which months. And I started doing it by hand, and I made a couple errors when I got to like the 4th or 5th stock, and I was like, wait, why am I doing this by hand? I could write a script pretty quick and get this automated. So I ended up writing a script, and it'll actually generate all the payouts for your stocks that you own. You just give it a list of all the stocks you own, and it'll do all the work for you. I'll show you guys all of that. It's pretty cool. Then we'll move on to my email and see if Seeking Alpha sends us any new declared dividends from the stocks that we own. And then finally, just for the new subscribers, I'll show you guys my dividend charts that I have on how much I've been paid throughout the year. Okay, so portfolio value. So right now, for the 1 week, we are 0.36% down. That's $139.85. And earned dividends, we did get $9.18. Overall, we're 19.15%. And earned dividends are $481.24. Overall, we are at $36,477.87, which is awesome. Overall total that I've invested is $31,950.83. So I just want to show you guys, my goal is to, even with capital gain, I just want to reach that 7-figure. But really right now what matters to me is more of earning dividends, because I don't plan on selling any of my stocks. I plan to actually keep adding more and more, and the dividends will eventually, the stocks themselves will eventually increase in value, and companies will increase also the dividend payout. So hopefully I'll start making more dividend money. And so that's really it for my portfolio value right now. It's come a long way. You guys can see here I started investing January 14th. That's when January 11th. I started off with actually depositing $9,445. And then I slowly started investing, and I was like, this is actually pretty cool. I got more comfortable with it. I was kind of scared at first, but I started investing more of my money that I had. And as you guys can see, it's slowly going up. There was a little correction here, and then it started going up, and it's still going up, and I'm getting paid dividends. So even if the stock market's going down, it just makes a great opportunity for me to buy more and lower my cost basis on the majority of these stocks that I own. I do have my pies themselves. I have multiple pies. They're broken up into mostly sectors, as you guys can see here. On the first video I made, I briefly mentioned this. In the future videos, I'll probably start diving into some of these sub pies and showing you guys what stocks I own. But I don't want to go too much into detail because I don't want to make the video too long. But that's the portfolio value. Let's move on to the activities. So first off, my Google sheet here that I have. Today I deposited $200. I got paid, and that brought us up to $31,950.83. So we're closer. And if we look at up here, we have $70 still free to invest. I'll probably be investing those next week. But let's look at the activity. Last time I did up to 919. Alright, so see if you guys can see that. Let's try to do the September 19th. So you guys saw this before last time I showed you, but one thing that I did get paid was Home Depot. But I guess let me show you guys what I've bought first. So on September 20th, I bought $120.15 with 6 buys. Let's look at that. I bought Honeywell, United Health Group, 3M, Pfizer, Altria, and Cisco. So as you guys can see with M1 Finance, you can buy fractional shares. Let's look at the other thing. I did buy one more today. So I bought $142. 7 buys. Alright, so I bought 3M, Cisco, Altria, Pfizer, United Health Group, and then Amazon. All these that I'm buying right now are stocks that are actually down on what I own. I'm actually trying to bring down my cost basis. So these are great opportunities for me. Alright, so the next thing I do want to show is, let's pull up the calculator. Alright, so let's start off first by Home Depot. Home Depot paid us $2.15. Next one is BP, which I ended up actually selling, but they did pay us the dividend. And then Nvidia paid us $1.33. And then Waste Management paid us $1.65. And then United Health Group paid us $3.46. Oops, not 346. That would be awesome if they did pay us that much. Alright, the next thing is Northrop Grumman paid us $1.05. And then there's two other little trade portions, but it's not any dividends, so I won't even show that. But we got a total of $12.01 this week, which is actually pretty awesome. We didn't do anything. It's our money going out and working for us. All right, let's look. So $12.01. Let's look at our agenda again. This is the thing that I'm really excited about, is showing you guys the script. So let me pull up my other. All right, let me zoom out here. All right, so I have a GitHub here. For anybody that's never used GitHub or never heard of it, it's basically just a software platform that allows you to host projects, anything of programming. It's free. You can do version control with Git. Pretty awesome. And this is where I'm hosting majority of my programs. So you guys can follow me. It's Coding Sensei. It's called Dividend Payout Scraper version 1. So this is basically a prototype. Basically, the way that the script works is that it'll actually go to the websites and scrape all the data off and figure out when the pay dates are. When I was writing this, I didn't realize. So if I open it up here, if I go to dividend, well, sorry about that. I have one pulled up here, but one thing I didn't realize, so if I open up AT&T here, it'll tell you all your payouts, right? And which is pretty cool. And I didn't pay attention to it though, is that there's certain stocks, for some reason this website doesn't update, you know, certain stocks up to date. So basically what I created was a scraper that it's kind of like a bot that goes out and scrapes the data, but Seeking Alpha will block it. And I'm working on a way to be able to still grab the data and get around that. This website still blocks you as well, but I found a way of getting around it. The only downside is, you know, there are certain stocks that are not going to be up to date with the table of the dividend history, so those are just stocks that I'll have to go in and manually update myself, and I'll show you guys in a bit. But you guys actually can run this all from your browser, and it's pretty cool. I try to design it that way so you don't have to install any programs or anything like that, and it should be easy to run. But there's this main.py, it's all written in Python, and then there's a my-stocks.txt. My stocks.txt is just basically a list. It's just a file that contains the tickers, and I just put here this one for an example. But what you'll want to do is you'll open up a tab, type in Python online compiler, click search that. The one that I seem to really like is the second one. If you click on it, it'll bring you this empty main.py. So what we're gonna do is we'll open up the main.py which is in my GitHub repository, and I'm actually gonna leave the link to this repository in the description below, so you're welcome to do that. Click on it, use it. One thing is also, if you guys end up using it, let me know if there's any bugs. Leave a comment, let me know, and I'll easily make a fix for the issues that you guys are seeing, and it shouldn't take me very long. But if you guys are enjoying this video, please give it a like, give some comments, subscribe, and hit the bell notification. It helps out the channel a lot. That's all that's required to support this channel. I'm not asking for any money or anything. But basically what you'll do is you'll go to the very bottom, grab the whole content. Actually, an easier way is if you just click raw, just do Control A, and then you can right click, copy, or Control C, and then you'll just paste it in here. Okay? And then the one other thing is, if we go back to the GitHub repository, at the top, you'll see my -stocks.txt. We basically just got to create this. I'm just gonna, well, I'll create a file here. You can click the little icon. My stocks.txt, click on that, and then let's do a couple. So I'm going to do Apple, Microsoft, reality income, and then I'm just doing 2 that I know that are kind of outdated, and just so I can show you guys what I mean, how the program will show up. And then we'll do NVIDIA. So these are the stocks that I'm saying like, hey, I want you to go and try to find these. But all you have to do is click run. You'll see only 2 files. It'll generate another file called the CSV file. And I'll show you guys how to import that into your Google Sheets. So you click run. It'll install all its packages it needs online. Takes a couple seconds. One thing that I have to do is, since the website, so here you see numbers of proxies. This is 251 tries that it'll try if it can't get the information. So remember I told you guys the website will actually block you if it thinks it's a bot. So what I'm doing is I'll grab a list of free proxies and I'll try different IP addresses. So this one I'm trying 251 times until I get the data. But if it grabs it at maybe the 10th try, it'll continue on to the next stock. Yeah, these sites will block you, and this is the only way that I figured it out. If you guys know of a better way, let me know in the comments. It'd be great. But while this is running, I do want to show you guys the best way I found of, if you guys are using M1 Finance, how to grab your whole list without actually having to go and manually type them all. So let me show you that. So if we go over here to holdings, right, this will show you all the stocks that you own. I'm going to sort it by name. And if you right click on here and click inspect, you'll see that you'll want to, this will kind of like highlight stuff. You want the one where it shows the whole table. So if you click on this, the whole table, you see it highlighted. That's what we want. So you'll right click on it, click copy, and then copy element. Okay, so now we're done with this. You can close it up. And then the one thing that you do need, that I use, is, let me go back over here to the script. But I do use Vim. It's just a text editor. This is what allows you to, it's just a really awesome editor that you'll see, that will let me convert all this data into my stocks. Well, if I can paste it. Alright, so right now it's pasting that whole thing. It's basically like an HTML file. And you'll see all this data. I know that I own Microsoft, so I'm just going to search for Microsoft. And as you guys can see here, here's the ticker. Basically, this is kind of like the text that we're seeing. So if I search for PVFHC, well, PVFHC, you'll see that all the stocks have this at the very beginning before it shows the tickers, ATV, 3M. So at this point, what we want to do is we basically want to add a new line. And I'm just going to do a search and replace PVFHC, capital C, double quote, single quote, and then I'm going to replace it with same thing again. But I'm going to add 2 new lines, and then I'm going to replace everything. You guys see it added new lines. I'm going to go to the very top. We can get rid of this here. So I'm at the 3M one. First thing we're going to do is we're going to use a macro. And basically a macro will let you record certain commands and replay them. So I'm going to start a recording. Oops, messed up. Alright. I'm going to start the macro. Choose the register I want to use. I'm going to go to the very beginning, so you press 0. Then you're going to do the search, and you're going to search for the less than sign, I think. Yeah. And then you're going to do a V, and then you're going to do the $sign. And you're going to do D for delete. And then you're going to go down, and then that's our macro. You're going to press quit. We'll press Q for quit. And then we're going to replay this. Let's say, I know I have 50 stocks, but just to be safe, I'll do 60 at B. You can see that? Pretty awesome. So there's our, those are all our tickers. Pretty cool, huh? Been so powerful. I use it at work every day. But what we want to do is, I'm gonna remove these numbers. Okay, so I'm just gonna expand it all the way down and copy all the text. And you copy it, and then all you would do is, like here, you would just create a new file and call it my stocks, but since I already have one, I'm just gonna call it M, and then you would just paste, and there's all your stocks. Pretty cool. That's the best way I found to grab all my tickers of my stocks that I own from M1 Finance. But let's see where we're at here. So it looks like it's at the Broadcom one, and it's still going. Broadcom, and then it'll still need Nvidia. So let's see where we're at. If it takes a little bit longer, I'll probably pause the video and then come back to when it's done. So, oh, looks like it just finished. It still needs Nvidia though. So, up there, Nvidia. Yep, it's done with Nvidia. So it's done with all the program. So now you can click here. So let me actually zoom back out. I didn't realize I didn't have it zoomed out, but now that it's done, you guys can see over here, if I press it, it'll just give you this prompt back. But if you guys see to the left, you'll see the stock pay dates CSV file that it created. All you're going to do is bring up your Google Sheet, this text here, and you're going to paste it at the very top. Paste it, and then what you're going to want to do is you're going to go to data. You're going to click split text to columns, and it automatically does it for you. So you can see it does all your months here at the top, and then on the left it'll do your stocks. So it tells you that Apple will pay on February, its payout will also be in May, August, November, and then the ones that it can't, that it knows that it's outdated because of that page, it'll usually put the outdated one. There's a bug here with Broadcom one that for some reason there's a mistake here, September and October, but that was because at the very beginning somehow it changed the payout, so they're very close to each other. But that's just a small bug. I'll end up fixing that. Any of those that run through all the proxies, and if it doesn't find it because the website blocked it, you'll just see question marks all over. I think like this on all of them. And then you can just go and manually update that, or you can just go back to the program and go to My Stocks and just do the one that failed and run it, and it should give you the file and just append it. But yeah, that's the script. It's pretty cool. I'll show you guys my actual full one. I actually generated this all with the script. So here's all the stocks that I own. So you guys see at the top I have all the months, and then on my left I have my stocks that I own. and then I've kind of color coded the months, so all the green ones are every quarter for that month. So for example, Apple here, we see that it'll pay in February. It's purple. I know if I look at the next purple, I should see probably Apple, so I know when they'll pay, and I can quickly look. So for September, I knew that all these companies are going to pay me a dividend. October, I know that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 companies are going to pay me in October, and then November, well, other companies. And this is just a quick view of me being able to know what stocks are going to pay me. And if I ever update any new stocks or change stocks, all I have to do is run this program. I am working on a part 2 of the program, prototype 2, which I think is going to be way better, and it's going to just be called Dividend Payout Scraper instead of the V1. Maybe I'll call it V2, or I'll leave it with this name. But this one, I'm going to make it to where it actually goes out and grabs the information from Seeking Alpha. And if you guys haven't seen Seeking Alpha, let me pull it up real quick. But for example, it has all this awesome information of the dividend history, and all of these are usually up to date. So I know that any stocks you give it, it should give you the right information. And then that's what I'm going to be working on. I got to figure out how to get around the blocking issue for Seeking Alpha. But anyways, that's it for the script. You guys are welcome to use it. I'll leave the link in the description below. You guys can just click on it, follow the tutorial how I use the online Python compiler, and you guys can generate it into your Excel, your Google Sheets. Alright, so that was the script. Let's look at, next thing is declare dividends. Let's look at that real quick. I don't want to continue going over in time. So let me pull up my email. Got it here. Alright, so I have a label that basically filters out all my declared dividends for the stocks that I own. Click on here. Looks like we have 5 stocks that are going to pay out soon. So let's look at the first one. So Cisco. Let's see if we got any raise. So Cisco is going to do 35 cents. They didn't increase it this time. They're going to pay October 23rd. So actually, let's look at my payout that I created with my script. And if we look at Cisco, where are you, Cisco? Here you are. Should pay in October. Yep. Let's go back to this. October 23rd. Awesome. So the script seems to be running fine. If you guys end up using it and find bugs, let me know, please. I'll be glad to fix it. All right, let's go back. Next one is Pfizer. Oh, they're going to pay 36 cents. They didn't increase it this time. They're going to pay on December 2nd. And again, you guys can basically look at my awesome charts here. And if we look, they should pay, well, guess I found a bug here. Hold on, let me see. Nope, December 2nd. That's right. Yep, December 2nd. Pretty awesome. Yes, I'm still worried about a couple bugs that, I've probably missed in the script. Alright, General Mills is next. 49 cents. Looks like they didn't increase it. They're going to pay November 1st. And let's look. Lockheed Martin. Awesome. They're declaring $2.40 per share. So that's a 9.1% increase from prior $2.20. We didn't do anything. We got a free raise. They're going to pay out on December 27th. Pretty cool. Let's look at the last one, AT&T. Alright, they're going to pay 51 cents per share. They didn't increase it this time, and they're gonna pay November 1st. Pretty cool. So that's it for the declared dividends. So awesome, we got a increase this week from one of our stocks. All right, let's look at the dividend charts. So let me pull that up real quick. All right, so here I have my laid out of all of the dividends I get paid every month. And I'll just, usually when I get the statement of M1 Finance, it'll tell me how many dividends I got paid for that month. I'll just go and fill it in here, and it'll auto-populate everything. Let me know if you guys want me to make a video on this. I'll show you guys how I set this up. Okay, so right here I have is basically a couple graphs. There's the monthly dividends, and it just shows you every month on how much I got paid. I prefer this one here. It's a lot better to view, but you guys saw in January 2019 when I first started investing, I didn't get anything, and then February $16, and you'll see it's going up and down, but over time you should see it going up and up and up. As you guys can see, the quarterly dividends here, Q1 was $100, Q2 $127, and Q3 still not done. I'm still waiting for the end of September, but once that I put those dividends in, you should see it higher up. You know, what was it, last week I made $47 just in dividends, which is pretty awesome. And then we'll move on to Q4. But yeah, I think that wraps up everything for the video. If you guys enjoyed it, please hit the like button, leave a couple comments. It helps out the channel, and I'll see you guys next week.